what's up people, welcome back to another video. This is Gufran. Hope you all are doing good. So this is the part 1 of the video series regarding studying in Germany. Also, one important note, this video will be shot in 2 parts. So this one is the part 1 of the video series. So do watch the complete video. Before starting this video, there's a short request for you all. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, please subscribe to the channel because this will keep motivating me to bring out the new videos or bring out the videos which are not available on YouTube, and also bring out the genuine content which is not available on YouTube. It will hardly take you 3 to 4 seconds to click on that red subscribe button. So in today's video I have Himanshu with me. Himanshu is working in Germany since 5 to 6 years now, and in all he has experience of 7 to 8 years. So that's a huge experience he will be sharing with us today. Himanshu is working in one of the top automotive firms in Germany. He has completed his masters from Germany, masters from one of the good universities in Germany. So today he will be sharing his experience regarding studying in Germany. So do watch the video till the end. I have cleared many things like how he got internship, how he got a full-time employment, what is the use of German language, how German language is important in industries, also how German language is important for getting internship, for part-times, for full-time employment. Also have covered many things like how much holidays are given when you work in a company for a particular time, how much holidays are there, how much is the salary, how much salary you get in internship. So there are many questions that I have covered in this video. So do watch the video till then. I hope the video clears most of your doubts because I have tried my best to cover most of the doubts. In a couple of days I'll be uploading the part 2 of this video. So without further delay, let's start with today's video. So guys, welcome back to another video. This is Gufran and hope you all are doing good. So guys, today we have with us Himanshu. Himanshu has completed his masters from Germany, and since like 5 to 6 years he is working as a full-time employee in one of the reputed automotive firms in Germany. So as you know, like it's always great to hear from experienced people who have already achieved some great success in Germany and who are working in different fields. So I thought, like, why not to ask Himanshu, who is already working in Germany, and as a mentor or as a guide, he can give us a great feedback how he has survived in Germany, how he got employment in Germany. Also, Himanshu has studied his masters in one of the good reputed institutes in Germany. In overall, today's session would be a great experience to learn from because it's always great to hear from the experienced people. So yes, Himanshu, thank you for coming on my channel. I would like to start the session from you. Just give a short introduction and then we'll begin with the question answer series.
So good afternoon. Thank you for inviting Fran. My name is Himanshu Ghodke. I'm from Pune, India. I have completed my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from MIT Pune. And after completing bachelor's, I got campus selected in my college, and I got placed in a company called Kirloskar Brothers Limited, where I worked for 2 years. And in order to gain some practical experience and then to study masters, I worked for 2 years, and then I decided to study masters in Germany. So my main aim was to study masters in Germany in the automotive field, to which I applied. I have completed my masters from Ostfalia University with specialization in automotive services, technology and processes.
Okay, so that's a great introduction, Himanshu. And I would like to say the audience also, it's great because Germany is for people who has the dream that they want to pursue their career in the automotive field. So Himanshu has also done the similar course related to automotive technology. Furthermore, Himanshu, I would like to ask you why particularly you selected Germany for your masters?
That's a very good question, I would say. First of all, as from childhood, we have German car brands are very famous like Volkswagen, Mercedes. And since I had a lot of interest in the automotive field, I decided to do masters in Germany. And yeah, I would say overall the quality is same as I would say in USA. However, the biggest advantage in terms of the finance, it's almost half the expenses in Germany as compared to the expenses you would have in USA, because most of the courses are free tuition fees, or they have very less tuition.
Okay, so one point is the finances, which I also think is quite important because if you compare it with USA or Canada or Australia, then it's comparatively less. The expenses are comparatively less, the tuition fee is less, and overall the life is also good. That's a valid point you said. Himanshu, my next question is, as you said, you completed your masters from Ostfalia University. So the course was how it was, like it was pure management, or it was pure technical, or it was an amalgamation of technical as well as management.
Okay, so my course name was Master of Engineering, Automotive Services, Technology and Processes. So basically, I would like to say it's a combination of technical and management also. So like the first semester, we had some management subjects like intercultural competence, business management. But in second semester, we had also some technical subjects like diagnosis, product support, etc. Course was a very good combination of the management and the technical side.
Okay, course was like a techno management. In short, we can say it was a techno management course, having both the modules, management as well as technical, right?
Yes, you're right.
And what do you think? How much importance management plays in a course? These days, many students they offer pure technical course, like completely technical. But as now you are working in some firm, so how do you think your course helped you in that particular job role? Because it was a techno management role, right?
Yes, it depends on person to person. But for example, if a student has to make his career only in the research department, he should definitely go for a complete technical course. But if you would like to play around a bit in your career in future so that you can choose between technical and management, so I would say a technical plus management is a right combination rather than opting any one side.
Moreover, in your course, you said that you have some modules of vehicle diagnosis. So I think it is a technical subject. Diagnosis, they most of the dealers they and most of the companies like big firms, they have this vehicle diagnosis department. I know this point because I have worked in automotive field. So what do you think? This subject was technical?
Yes, this subject was definitely technical. We had to really go to a lab where proper car was kept. We had to open the bonnet and we had to check some wiring, what is the fault detection technology, everything like that. So it was like a complete exposure to a process. Like when a customer comes to the dealer, he will just explain you the problem. What is the problem? But as a dealer, you would like to check, open the bonnet, where is the problem actually, and then you have the proper steps defined by the OEMs for this problem. This could be the fault, this cable, this wiring, this fuse, etc. So this was all about my diagnosis subject.
This course was a paid course or the course had some fees?
Yes.
Why I'm asking you this question, many students who they have this dream of studying in Germany, they think that we should get only into a free course.
As far as I know, we had the complete course fees as 7,000 euros for my complete course, which includes 3 semesters plus internship and like a complete enrollment for the complete. Yeah, 7,000 was my total tuition fees.
But if we consider 7,000 euros with other countries like Canada, US, then it's very minimal amount. 7,000 euros is very minimal amount. Even in India, if we talk about some specialization courses or MBA courses, then the fees is too much. Yeah, that is an added advantage.
Yes, of course, you mentioned it correctly. I mean, 7,000 euros, if you convert into the rupees, it's almost 6 lakh rupees. So I would say now the engineering courses are also of the same cost what I know in India. Yeah, so definitely.
Regarding your course, I did some research. Ostfalia University, it's located in Wolfsburg, right? So in Wolfsburg, the hub for Volkswagen plant is there. So how much this Volkswagen plant helped you in this course? Like, did you had some research opportunities in that plant, or did you had some field visits, or like anything related to that?
First of all, what I know from my past is that this course was developed by Volkswagen company only to help motivate children, motivate students to learn this course, and they can immediately join Volkswagen. During my course, I don't know what is the exact connection between this course and Volkswagen. Maybe there were some what happened in between the years, I don't know, but most of the professors which I had in my university had experience in Volkswagen, or they were working in Volkswagen, and they were working as a visiting faculty in our course. So definitely they had the practical experience from Volkswagen, which they used to share with us. We also had 2-3 plant visits during our course in Volkswagen plant in different departments to learn how the departments are working. I mean, it's very easy to have the exposure of the Volkswagen plant with this course.
That's amazing because professors who have already worked with Volkswagen, they were teaching you. So overall, the experience would be quite different and unique. Because in India, the teachers or the professors, they are teaching us, they are like, they have no practical experience. But in your case, your professor had prior practical experience, that too in Volkswagen. So yeah, in all, it was a good course, I would say, right?
It was a good course. The main thing is, I mean, The professor used to give some practical tasks, not the theoretical always or any bookish questions or bookish. We didn't had any specific books. We always used to work with the presentations which they were actually using it in their department to make any strategy to work in their department. So more it was like a practical course. Yeah.
And this course is not pure automotive technical course, as this course is more related, as you said, after sales. So can you share some light on after sales? Like what things come under after sales in automotive industry?
After sales is like after we sell a car to the customer, whatever happens after selling the car until tapping of the car, that is after sales. So after sales is basically two parts, the service and the parts business. So parts business is nothing like whatever parts is damaged when the customer goes, it is all in the after sales business. And also the servicing, like after every 3-4 months we have the normal checkup of the car, workshop, every maintenance. It's after sales is nothing but the maintenance and the parts, I would say. Yeah.
Once the car is developed, so each and every process is related to the car, like either the parts or the logistics, or we can say the service or maintenance provided by dealers. Everything comes under the after sales, right?
Yes.
Once the car is sold from the dealer.
Yeah. Right.
Even the dealership parts come under after sales, right?
Right.
Is your course like had some specific internships, like mandatory internship, because your university was University of Applied Sciences? So from my knowledge that I have is University of Applied Sciences generally they have some mandatory internships. You have to complete an internship for 1 semester because it is the part of the module. So in your case, was it so?
My course was structured in a way like first 2 semesters we had the theoretical semesters, and the third semester we had only 2 labs. Which is regarding some practical exposure, and in that third semester only we had to do 16 weeks of mandatory internship, and after the 16 weeks of mandatory internship we had to do like we do in your bachelor's, we had the master's project which also has a span of around 6. Definitely it's like an exposure of 1 year practical experience during the course.
Internship and master's, if you combine, so it's 1 year of work experience, we can say.
Yes.
You said you had 2 years of experience in India. So what advice as an experienced person you would give to freshers who are watching this video? Because recently I see many freshers, they come for their masters and they completely don't know what field they should choose for their future. But as you have experience of 2 years, so in that duration, I would say you have decided like you have to do your masters in this particular field. So prior experience is how much important considering your studies in Germany?
A student who is interested to go masters in a foreign country, he should definitely work for at least 1 to 2 years. He would get to know a corporate exposure, which is very important because we are just studying in the college, and the life after passing out in college and we go into the company, it's a bit changed. Exposure is a must. How a company works, how corporate life works. This exposure will definitely also help to achieve good internship when you are doing masters, because if you complete your bachelor's, immediately go for masters, and in the third semester you have to apply for internship. Or if you think from a company point of view, they would also like to prefer a candidate who has some prior experience in working, not a fresher. So definitely it will help you achieving good internship during your masters in Germany.
Where you did your internship?
During my third semester, I did my internship in Volkswagen. So the headquarters of Volkswagen is located in Wolfsburg. The specific department was Volkswagen passenger cars and after sales technical service. So within after sales technical service, see, this is a headquarter. From this headquarter, we are managing all the nations of the world where Volkswagen car is being sold. So there is a concept called importer. So for example, Volkswagen Germany is managing the Volkswagen India. So in order to manage the performance of Volkswagen India, there is a separate department called importer management in technical service, which manages the KPIs of the importer. How the performance of the importer can be improved, what are the chances of development by monitoring the KPIs. So this was the major work of my department.
As your experience was related to after sales, so I think it's completely related to your studies. Whatever things you have been studying for the 1 year, you get to implement those things in the internships, right?
Yeah, I mean, not exactly correctly, but I actually know how the connection between the headquarters in Wolfsburg and the different countries. Like in the department I worked, we were responsible for the importers like India, China, South Africa, United States of America. So every minor department had some four or five importers to manage them properly as per the regulations and guidelines given by the headquarters.
I would like to ask that in Germany, is internship a paid one? Like in India, we don't get paid generally in internships, but in Germany, do we get paid in internships? Can you share some light on this point?
In Germany, you definitely get paid for the internship. What I know is you get paid around 800 to 1200 maybe, depending on your region, depending on your companies, 1200 euros per month. Yeah.
Like in India, hardly we get paid in internships, and in Germany, if we are getting paid, always better to fund our studies with this amount, and
yes,
we
course.
can also send some money back to our parents also if we manage it properly. That's a future scope, but yeah, I'm saying that if we manage our funds properly, so yeah, we can send the money at home. This internship is a good. An internship, like what was the mode of communication? Was it English or was it German? Because learning language, I think personally from my perspective, it's very important. If we want to do a master's in Germany, it's always helpful because learning language will eventually help us in our day-to-day life or in part times and so. But I would like to hear this from your side. What was your experience like learning German, as well as how was German in your particular department in internship? Was it there, or like most of the job was in English?
Okay, so my department was a bit of international department, as we had to communicate to other countries who doesn't speak German, like India, South Africa, USA. So definitely the people in my department know English, of course, but the overall communication between the persons was mostly and preferably in German language. So German is definitely required in order to do internship in Volkswagen. This is my personal experience. Yes.
Yeah, because what I earlier knew that if you work in big companies like Volkswagen or Bosch or BMW, mode of communication would be English. But now, as this thing is completely new to me, that in Volkswagen, though it's a multinational brand, but the mode of communication in the departments is German. So I would say to the audience, learn German, right? What would you say, Himanshu, on this point?
Yes, I would definitely say, I mean, learning German is a good skill to have. Of course, when you learn a language, it will not get waste. Good opportunity to learn a new language, work in new environment. I know it's difficult to learn the language, but in order to gain something, for example, in Germany, you must learn at least some level of German language, so you can basically communicate. See, the thing is, even in company, you can manage with English, but what about if you are going alone to the railway station? You have to buy the ticket. There they don't speak English. If you have to buy something grocery in supermarket, there they don't speak English. So at least in these cases, you need to know German. So definitely you have to look at the positive side. Even if it is a bit difficult, I would say to please study German language.
Okay. And when you were in India, while you were working in India for 2 years, in that duration, did you learn some German and then came to Germany?
Yes, I studied until the A1 language, because my course also had a requirement that while application, you must be having the A1 language certificate. And when you come to Germany, you should have A2 language certificate. So accordingly, when I applied, I completed my A1 language certificate.
At the time of application, you had A1 language. Yes, but I would suggest students should learn like they should not restrict themselves like A1 or A2. I would say they should learn till B1 or at least B2, C1, right?
Yes, I mean, see, if you are working, it's a bit difficult to learn language simultaneously during your work. A1, A2, anyways, when you are coming to Germany, you can immediately join the next level, after which you have completed what you have completed in India. I mean, yeah. Because anyway, in first semester, you can get a bit of time in the evenings so that you can study your next level.
But it's always good if we do some levels from India, like as you did A1. But if people they do A2 or B1 from India, then that much amount of what I can say load is reduced. Like they won't have to give much efforts while they are studying in Germany, right?
Yes, of course. If you have time, you can manage, of course, A1, A2, B1, even I would say B2. It's definitely advantageous rather than I do not see any disadvantages of learning more levels in India.
So another thing is when you are doing your internship, so was it difficult to get an internship? Did you apply to some 50, 60 internships and then you got some 2, 3? So is it like so? Because this thing, I get this doubt from many students. They say like we have to apply to more internships and then hardly after bifurcation and the selection procedure, we get 2 or 3. So what was your experience regarding this?
I would say my experience was also a bit difficult. I also applied myself to something 80 to 100 applications in the companies.
Okay.
And I had only 2 or 3 interviews, to which I think first 2 or 3 I got rejected. See, the thing is, if
Okay.
you apply 50, you will get a call only for 4 to 5. You have to be prepared for that. And after 5,
Okay.
you will, if you to prepare very well in German, see the questions for the interview are more or less same. So if you prepare
Okay.
properly, fluently, you are a bit confident. Yes, and you prove yourself that you would be a good fit for the company. Definitely, after your interview, they will take you.
So your interview was conducted in German or in English?
My interview was in German.
Okay, your interview was in German. So candidates, I would strictly advise you to learn German because from Himanshu's experience now, I'm also like pretty much, I would not say I'm pretty much scared, but I'm pretty much prepared for the future. So you also learn German and yeah, practice German every day so that it will be eventually helpful for you in future and you don't have to then give that much amount of time to learn German. This point was quite, I would say, the most important point in this whole video. So Himanshu, thanks for sharing this point.